they're not guaranteed to work in the future, but they're much more likely. So it's the RBI system, I call it. Research, backtest, and then implement. So most people want to go ahead and build a bot right away. They're like, oh, I want to automate my trading. I want to go build a bot. But in reality, you want to make sure that you have a good idea. So research through videos or Google Scholar, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Then backtest. Backtest is seeing if it actually worked in the past, the strategy. You're researching, trying to find strategies. I like to find a bucket of strategies and see what works in the past. I'm gonna show you how to use Claude here in order to code out the backtest. If you've never coded before, don't worry about it, dude. I didn't know how to code either. Okay, so it's research. Then you backtest to see if it actually works in the past. If it works in the past, well, it's much more likely to work in the future. And if it works in the future, then you can say, okay, I'll implement into a bot with tiny size to make sure that it actually looks like the past data. You want to be able to find good ideas, see that they worked in the past, knowing that they're not all going to work in the future, and then implement with tiny size to make sure that they match up with the backtest. Then you probably know from there, right? I don't need to sit here and pretend like I am your financial advisor or how to scale up your bots, but this is a much better way than staring at the charts all day, right? So please do read this. This is not financial advice. Usually, traders are staring at the charts, guessing up or down, up or down. They could spend a week, a month, a year, and still round trip all of their profits. Algo traders were researching and backtesting to quantifiably know, does this work in the past? Yes or no? If it does, okay, let's implement it into a bot. If it doesn't, let's move on. Okay, so I want to show you how to use Claude Code in order to do this. You can find so many good ideas on Google Scholar, on YouTube, on podcasts. I don't discriminate. I did see somebody boasting about this earlier, so I did save it. Let's go ahead and go to bookmarks. He said something about after 1,000 tests, only a few indicators keep performing. ADX is one of them. Here's why I still rely on it. Calibrated universal parameters that work across sectors. Stability beats optimization. Delay it. A small delay avoids chasing momentum. Confirm it. Double check trend strength before you act. Simple, powerful, repeatable. So what I want to do is, I'll hit a like here. I want to take a couple ideas from his ADX stuff and send it on over to Claude so she can go ahead and backtest it for me. So boom, remember, I follow the system every single day you see me here live. I'm either researching alpha generation techniques, trading strategies, or I'm backtesting, or I'm building into a bot, RBI. Research, backtest, implement. So, okay, we found an idea. Great. So what do I do with that idea? Let me go ahead and use Claude here. And let's go ahead and find one of our Claudes. This is Moondev Trading Bots. This is Polymarket Agent. Okay, perfect. This is actually the one. For my RBI PP multi, can you confirm you can see that file and just send me back the file link? Just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Okay, let me just go pull it up. I think this would be a better way because I already have an agent swarm that can backtest for me, and I'm going to show you how to use it. It's all free on GitHub, by the way. Moondev AI agents here. Okay, so you can see the end of this swarm, when I run it, it's going to start outputting all these back. So like I said, if you don't know how to code, okay, well, guess what? AI can code for us. So it's going to output something like that. But what I have to do to input it, you can see she found it. Okay, perfect. What I have to do to come up with ideas is I just put YouTube videos here. I put ideas here. It's just a text file, right? So let me go ahead and put all of those ideas I found in the research phase. So ADX is one of them. Let's go ahead and write any ideas that we can come up from reading his post. So of course, let's just say ADX. Each line is a new idea that the backtester will backtest. Watch this, actually. Let's go ahead and have it run. So I got my agents here. Let's go ahead and get this file running because we'll have essentially an AI agent swarm here, copy path, and you'll be able to see it. It's going to be backtesting for me as I go. So I'm just going to take ideas from what this guy had to say. Again, research, backtest, and then implement. You can see it already made a folder here for the ideas. You can see it's waiting. It's waiting for some ideas now. It says continuous queue mode activated. Okay, so we're using multiple AIs in this one. I'm using Grok here, but I'm also using Claude Code to help me code anything or come up with ideas, etc. throughout the day. You know, I had to build all this out, and guess how I built this little agent flow? I used Claude Code. Sick. Okay, so ADX is one of them. Let's hit save here. And then now it has the ADX it's working on. It's backtesting it. But I think there's more than just the ADX. Okay, let's go ahead and dive deeper into this post. Calibrate it. Calibrate it. Calibrated ADX. Let's say every idea. Find universal parameters that work across sectors. Stability beats optimizations. Delayed ADX. Okay, let's save it there. It's just a text file, dude. I'm just saving it to a text file. And every time I save it to a text file, I have a new AI agent, Swarm, that goes ahead and starts backtesting it. Comes up with the idea. It takes my idea and then expands upon it and makes it a full-on trading strategy. Okay, boom. Research is done. Then we move on to the backtesting. Okay, backtesting, process of seeing if it worked in the past. Okay, we have to code something up there. You saw a couple of examples here of how it was backtesting, and you can see 11.8 today. Backtest number 1 is already done. So she's already filled out one backtest from the idea we found from this Twitter post. Do you see the process, backtest, and implement? Let's go to ideas.txt and keep trying to find more ideas out of this post. Okay, stability beats optimization. Delay it. A small delay avoids chasing momentum highs. ADX avoiding chasing momentum highs. And you're going to see in the bottom left when I save it, what's going to happen? Another AI swarm is going to go after it. Boom, new swarm. Chasing ADX, avoiding chasing momentum highs. Okay, let's keep going through. And I think this is a numbers game, in my opinion. From what I've seen, it's like, okay, you find one thing out of 10 different tests. Okay, so how fast can you test? It used to take me 4 or 5 hours for each test. Now you can see it's minutes because we have AI agents helping. Okay, let's see what else. Confirm it. Double check strength before you act. Double check strength before acting on ADX. Save it. You're going to see she's running. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see what else. Simple, powerful, repeatable. You can see my data and examples in the comments. Okay, sick. Let's see if there's anything else on his chart here. Again, this is a numbers game, in my opinion. You can play it a different way if you'd like to. That's the beautiful part about trading and automating your trading. You can approach this however you want. You can spend all your time on one system and just make it better and better and better. Or you can go ahead and you can kind of spam ideas and see what's best. BTA show, Nikki. Okay. Let's see what he has on here. I don't see many indicators. You can see end of day exit. Okay, that's alpha right there. ADX with end of day exit. Boom. Idea. Research, then backtest. You find things that work in the past. Okay, let's implement it into the future. And guess what's going to happen here? If I go over to my dashboard, I just like to be able to see my data easily. So I have a dashboard for this. Super easy. You can see 11.8. Okay, I can see all the winners. You can see buy and hold on this data set is negative 40%, but it was up 4%. I don't know where it went, but it just threw in some more backtests. So we have unlimited backtests from today already done. You can see research, backtest, and then implement. And if you figure out how to speed up all those pieces, then you're going to beat everybody else. So like I said before, these backtests used to take me 4 or 5 hours to code by hand. And then it took me like 1-2 hours code with AI. But now we have AI agents. And by the way, this is all on GitHub here. If you go to Moondev Agents, go to Moondev Agents here, or type in AI agents, Moondev on Google. You can see here, you just hit star and fork to get the code, read the README, understand everything. But this exact agent that I'm using right now, SRC, okay? Agents, okay? RBI agent, that's what it was called, research backtest implement agent. But then we added parallel processing, and it works with any AI you want, actually, because you can go to SRC. I'm using Grok from XAI right now, but you can see here in models, we have Claude, DeepSeek, Gemini, Ollama, so you can run local AIs. Open Router, so you can literally connect to every single AI in the world. Anyways, let's keep going through this tweet, see if we can find some more ideas. End of day, bye. I'm just kind of looking around here. He didn't really talk about this. ADX 1420. ADX 14. ADX 20. I don't know how the ADX works, so I'm going to say 14 and 20. Boom. 3 new ideas. And now I have 3 new AIs stepping on the gas for me. Let's get it. Come on, bro. This is amazing. Every day I am locked in live and I'll show you everything along the way. Let's see if there's any other ideas, maybe from the comments. The real chart behind delayed ADX entries and signal confirmation. Okay, maybe we should watch this. So let's do that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And I guarantee, if I watch this, I'll come up with more ideas. And every idea I just send to the ideas.txt page. And then my AI swarm is backtesting them all in parallel and then outputting them. And they're going on my website here, my dashboard. This is anybody that's in Quantum Leap, by the way, you get access to this dashboard. It's in beta. There's still things breaking here and there, but at this is pretty sick because you can see every single time I find a new backtest that is not just trash. I throw it up here and then you can just click it and it downloads directly, or it should at least. Yeah, just download it. You can see up here, it downloaded. So you have the code. Plus you can go through them, see the trades. I made trades, see what time they were added. You can see 11:08, 9:11. That's exactly time now. So let's just keep going through this because every single day I can come up with new ideas. And if I have more ideas than you and I backtest more than you, then I'm going to get better results than you, right? So that's you to everybody else in this world because most people are just logging on 9:30 a.m. Oh, yes, it's time to trade because I have a gut feeling. And it's like, okay, maybe that will work for them. But you and I both know our emotions do get in the way. It is hard to spend all day 24/7 looking at the charts, but choose your route. So if you like this, download my free breakouts formula. How about an ADX breakout? ADX breakout. I did a very similar test. ADX scored among the worst. ADX DI alone, on the other hand, was the broader top. Okay, so ADX DI. And every time I hit save, it's adding here to the backtest swarm that is just going in parallel. Thanks for sharing. Let me do some tests on the KCH and BB. Okay, let me do some of those too. Let me do some of those too. The best ones on my test were the Keltner channel. Okay, Keltner channel. And Bollinger Bands. Okay, let's say Keltner channel alone. Bollinger Bands. Okay, sick. Very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and maybe watch a piece of his video. Just see if we get some more ideas. Because remember, research, backtest, implement. Okay, let's go ahead here and say, make it a little faster. Speed.
Keyword strength of the trend. Now, why do we need an indicator to measure strength of the trend? Well, it's very easy. You do not want to trade. ADX is one of my most favorite trend indicators. In fact, we've used ADX in many of our almost 2,500 strategies we have created for our hedge fund. And with the right knowledge about how to use ADX correctly, you can create strategies like this literally in 5 minutes. So let me show you how to use ADX correctly in this video. Hi, my name is Thomas Nissendal, in the trading industry known as the Mr. Breakout. I'm a professional breakout trading specialist, the author of the life-changing breakout trading book, and author of the universal breakout trading formula, highly prized by traders. Which, by the way, is also an author of another favorite indicator of mine, ATR. I shared more about ATR just a few weeks ago, so please don't forget to watch that video
ADX.
as well. And according to Investopedia, ADX is a technical indicator used by traders to determine the strength of a price trend. This is the key word, strength of the trend. Now, why do we need an indicator to measure strength of the trend? Well, it's very easy. You do not want to trade in choppy markets. Your preference should always be to trade in markets which are moving, where you have momentum, strength, and you have a great potential to make money. And that's why we use ATR. ATR looks like a simple curve indicator, and according to the standard definition, any value above 20, which I'm marking here on the chart, should indicate a strength of the trend. It does says nothing about the direction, but as you can see, whenever we cross
ADX
the
over
level
20,
we can obviously see that the current trend is definitely strengthening. However, is the threshold 20 correct? And which period of the ADX indicator should we use? Well, that's quite a science, which took us a lot of time to figure out in our hedge fund, and that's what I'm going to share with you right now. So here are my best 3 tips to use the ADX indicator. Tip number 1, calibrate. Calibration is very essential for a successful and efficient use of the ADX filter. It is very easy to over-optimize or overfit both the ADX period and the ADX threshold, and you should not optimize on one particular strategy only. Instead of that, you should have a calibration process which will help you to find the best parameters across the entire sector you want to trade. For example, if you want to trade indexes like E-mini S&P, E-mini Dow Jones, or E-mini Russell 2000, you need to calibrate both the threshold and ADX period on the entire index sector. This is the only way that you can make sure that you create values which are robust enough and you can use them universally on any index strategy without the risk of over-optimization or overfitting. Now, the calibration process itself, it's quite complicated. The objective is to create simple visual pivot maps in Excel spreadsheet like this one, where you will be able to visualize which exactly combination of the ADX period.
All right, we got enough. Thank you for your video, bro. Let's go ahead and see what these backtests are looking like, see if there's any fire. Let's go to folders here, and then let's look at 11.8. There's 100 backtests already done that have passed my thresholds. It's fire, B. 11.8, you can see these are 9.15. Okay, it's 9.16, 9.14, 9.14, 9.14. Okay, let's get it. So you can see research, backtest, implement. Like I said, I'll give you this notion at the end. I just want to show you the full process here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Okay, this return is crazy. It's on BTC 500 weeks though. So, okay, look at this one's pretty solid too. 6 hour max drawdown's only 12%. Nice. And that exposure time's only 9%. Okay, this one's not bad, bro. Okay, I know buy and hold is much higher, but buy and hold also has a much deeper drawdown. The Sharp, you can see the Sortino is 1.739, and it's on ETH 600 or 400 weeks or 6 hour, which is nice. Okay, so maybe that will be an idea. How can I make sure to add these? Add the folder maybe. Let's see if this works. November 8 winners. Let's just say that. And by the way, my winners aren't going to be the same as your winners, dude. Like, we might look at this differently. Okay, so this doesn't work. So like I said, this is kind of in beta, and I can use Cloud Code immediately and fix it. When I add something to a folder, I create a folder and then I add it to the folder, I get this error. Please fix it and relaunch. Thanks. So that's the beautiful thing about AI, dude. You can do any of this at any time. I've got a bunch of my projects up here, all connected to AI. So anytime anything happens, for example, I have a bug here on this terminal that is watching Polymarket. And I have experienced this bug multiple times in the last week. So what I want to do is I'll jump over to that project. I'll find it up here. Where is it? Polymarket trade bots. Okay. All right. So this is about 24 hours later, and we still have that bug. Let's not code anything, but let's talk about this for a second. What's the best way to fix this? I mean, I would think that we only work with a CSV that stuff from the last 20 years, so we can't hit this max recursion bug, right? That would be a good solution. Instead of working from the CSV that has everything, you know, I know that we're on the CSV that is last 24 hours, we're looking at all the expiring markets. So I don't know if that's a specific recursion bug, but I would assume it would be fixed if instead of looking at the CSV with all the markets for the last day, few days, weeks, years, whatever, we just like separate it out into a 24-hour CSV, right? Would that fix this? And then we can still keep the old markets by having like a older than 24 hours CSV as well. I don't know. We don't need to code anything yet, but you can see this is 24 hours later. You said it will never crash again, and it still crashed, shorty. So go ahead and let's chat about it. Okay, I just want to hear her output here because, like I said, there's been a few days that happens. Okay, great. So you can see she's compacting conversation here. I'm going to go ahead and keep going with these ideas or going through and finding winners here, because when she's done, I should be able to save them to a folder. That would be slick. But at the same time, I could just do this. So I can just download them. So whenever I find one that I like, I'll just download it. Okay, how about that? Okay, how about that? I'll do that for now. So bifurcated. I downloaded that file. Okay, so I have a backtest. Remember, it's research, backtest, and then implement. So if you find stuff that works in the past, it might work in the future. It's not guaranteed. Not guaranteed. And that's the thing. That's why the implementation part is so important, that it's tiny size. It's tiny size, right? Because you don't want to. So what I'm trying to hold you back from is going to build a bot right now. Like if you have an idea, go build a bot right now. It's not the best way to do it. Make sure that it works in the past. And if you don't have an idea, then you have to start with the R, right? Research. And the cool thing is if you do have an idea, if you research that idea, you'll be able to come up with multiple ideas. For example, this guy had a tweet. He had one single tweet, and I came up with 19 ideas off that tweet. Now, 2 years ago, that would have been scary because I would be like, damn, I have 19 backtests I have to create. But now we have these AI agents that can do the backtesting for us. And it's all free on GitHub. If you just type in AI agents into Google, AI agents Moondev, boom, you have the GitHub here. Go ahead, hit star, fork in order to get all the code, read the README, watch a couple of videos walking you through things, and you'll be all caught up to speed. And you can go to the SRC and have this agent that is backtesting right now. It's pretty fire, dude. Pretty fire. So let's go ahead and keep looking through here. Maybe we'll find another idea. Okay. So I downloaded this one. Do we want to look at this based on return? Okay, let's look at both. Let's look at return first. Okay. These are great drawdowns. These are great drawdowns. Now, of course, these are on BTC for almost 10 years. So BTC buy and holds better. Let's see what else we can find. Let's look at let's look at Sortino. Yeah. Polarized strength here on Apple, 15-minute. The drawdown is crazy. 0.12. Return is not high, but the drawdown is crazy. This one right here is beating Tesla's performance on this data set, minus 7.67%, return 2.42. So it is better. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and also look through EV. Okay, some of these EVs are crazy. 91,000. Vigor filler again, or Vigor filter. 224%. Vigor filter, 4,600%. Vigor filter. There might be something with this Vigor filter if it's showing up so much. Vigor threshold. Adaptive envelope. Vigilant ADX here. Damn, this is crazy how quickly these get added. Because we have these agents going here 24/7. Okay, well, let me show you the next part of this. The next part would be, okay, let's take a back test here and let's build a bot for it. So how do we build a bot? Well, essentially, now that I have the back test, I could build this into a bot. And how would I do that? Well, let me go ahead and get that code, and I'm going to get it into my extended. I'm using this exchange here because it's a perp dex right now. Extended exchange. You don't have to use it. It's just what I'm building some bots for right this moment, because there are incentives with points and things like that. You can look into that. I want to go ahead and get to the I part, because we did find a winning backtest. We found there's multiple winning backtests here. It's just, how do you want to trade it? Are you looking for a low drawdown? Are you looking for a high Sortino, high Sharp? You would just look through your data, and usually this is just going to be all printed out in your terminal, right? So you can see high Sharps here. The negative 7% return versus a 2.4% return. 10% return versus a negative 7% return. Anyways, you go ahead and find a backtest that works in the past. And how do you want to trade it? That's kind of on you. Again, I can't tell you what type of risk you want to take on or what kind of drawdown you can sit through or how many trades you're about to have, et cetera, et cetera. But you saw one of the examples that I downloaded here. So let's go ahead and get that example into a actual trading bot and we'll trade with tiny size to see if it works in the future. So I actually want to pull up this here. Let's say copy path. Do I have my cross? I'm looking for a specific cloud. I've got like 12 clouds open. Trading bots, Polymarket trading bots. Okay, let's go ahead and just put it right here then. Let's go ahead and say CD up in there. Okay, now we're CD in there. Conda, activate T-flow. And then I'm just going to say C to run Claude code. Okay, great. So I've got Claude code here. And now what I want to do is I want to open up that backtest that I just downloaded. So let's go ahead and do that. So I download the backtest. You'll have the backtest in your environment, whatever. You can see I have the full backtest right here. Also got Claude code open there. So this is the full backtest. I'm going to go ahead and copy that backtest, the code of it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, here's a backtest. Above is a backtest. I would like you to adapt this to trade on the 1 minute data instead of the data it showed there. Typically, you do not want to do that. Again, I'm trading on the extended specific strategy. So usually you want to stick with the actual data you back tested on. I am trading with tiny size and I've been at this for a long, long time. So I would recommend to never, ever change the time frame. What I just did is almost illegal. It should be almost illegal. But I'm testing something with HFT on extended right now, high frequency trading. And I'm on year like 4 or 5. And high frequency trading is something that is you're going to want to do as a new algo trader. You're going to want to be like, oh, I want to trade 10,000 times a day. But just remember, the more you trade, the less you have. There's fees on entry and exit. So high frequency trading is just, it's kind of like a fool's gold for a new algo trader. And there's much more alpha for at-home algo traders like you and I when it comes to like the 4 hour, the 6 hour, the 1 day. So stay on bigger time frames. That's a piece of advice that I'm obviously not following here. So let's go ahead here and say I have this extended SDZ walls. I'm just giving her an example of one of my old bots. And inside this roadmap, I have a bunch of examples. I have one specific example. And like I said, I give you this roadmap here at the end. So I have one specific example you can use how to implement into bots. And well, I show you for the back test. And from the back testing, you can send this to your AI. And this is a good example. I think I do have a couple actual trading bots here. Code from YouTube. Hyperliquid trading bot. You can see there's some code here. Liquid trading bot. If you want to do the liquid, Hyperliquid is an centralized exchange. You can look it up. Also on this GitHub that you have access to by just typing in AI agents, I have a ton of trading bot examples that you can feed, use Claude or whatever, and it'll make the process so much easier. If you go to scripts here, if you go down to, actually it's not in scripts, where is it? SRC, nice funks here. So nice funks, this is for if you want to trade Solana on chain, every single hard function there is needed. and trading bots that AI might get stuck on, these are your four examples. For Aster, for Extended, that's what I'm training on today, and Hyperliquid. So I believe code's a great equalizer. I believe that Wall Street will never show any of this to you. So I'm showing you absolutely everything here every single day. Okay, so yes, go ahead and please look at this back test and build it exactly as it shows. The one difference will be using 1 minute data, and then go ahead and build me this bot production ready based off of this extended SCZ walls example, as that one was just tested and works perfectly. Thank you. This is, dude, research, backtest, implement. Are there pieces that you probably have questions for? Yes. Well, that's okay, because I got answers for you here on the roadmap. The roadmap, like I said, you can have 100% free. There's no cost to this. You get inside the Discord. I show you step by step through some of my better videos, so you can actually learn how to automate your trading. If you don't know how to code, that's okay. I show you how to code. Don't know how to build a trading bot? I show you how to build a trading bot. Generate strategies, use AI, Discord community. Everything you need is only ask questions. How do you get it though? So we got a bunch of frequently asked questions you already have in your mind. And then we have all your answers, a bunch of strategies, ideas that can get you to a strategy. You can see she's done with 19 total. It took her 1,076 seconds. So what usually would have taken me for 19, it would be like 8 hours each, dude. So now we have that AI agent. We have it because you have it as well. It's free on GitHub. I already showed you that. And then we have a book list. Okay, all of this stuff is super easy to get. I do have a boot camp because everybody begged me to make short, concise videos teaching this stuff instead of over the shoulder. Every day I'm here live, it's just over the shoulder. I'm just showing you what I'm building. So people begged me for it. So I have a boot camp you can join if you'd like, but the roadmap, the 8% free, is sent to you if you just put your name and email into here. So you don't have to pay for it. If you do want to pay for it, it's only $69 a month, and there's 100% money back guarantee, probably 1,000 great reviews. Look at that, your own time. That's how you get the roadmap. It's super easy. I'll send it right to you. You just saw me backtest 19 different strategies. You can see it's the research. We did the research. We found one idea from a tweet and turned it into 19 ideas. That is absolutely insane. I can go through here and just keep finding more and more winners that will work for how I'm trying to trade. So I can scroll through if I want to look for high returns, or if I want to look for low drawdowns. Like, this is a sneaky way. Like, this is super good. If you have low drawdowns, if you have super low drawdowns in a system that doesn't maybe return as high, but it has low drawdowns and low exposure time, that's a sneaky good system. You can see like 0.12% exposure time. That means that capital is set free to go whenever. So it's something people don't look at. And these are just some of the things I look at. And in your case, you might not have this dashboard. That's fine. That's why I put these top numbers here, these KPIs, like return percentage. Obviously, I like to look at buy and hold, but sometimes it just gives you FOMO. It's like, okay, yeah, BTC 5 bajillion% over 10 years. Max drawdown is important. Sharp ratios is pretty important. I do trade crypto, so Sharp actually penalizes you for big upside. So I also have the Sortino there. That's maybe a better metric for crypto. Exposure time is interesting, like I said before. Expected value 0.2 is good. Trades, I like to see this because, for example, in this example, there's only one trade. So is that a good system? Probably not. So you can sort by all these, but these databases will show your terminal. So you can see she's still working. Now let me update the back test for 1 minute data. Okay, well, I'll hope you adapt into 1 minute based. Now let me update the back test. I'm just going to say, just to make this clear, you're building a live production trading bot based off of the back test. You don't need to update that back test. Okay, continue. I just want to make sure she does it. And then you hear I'll try to run this. and it should all be connected. So I'm trying to do the full RBI system here as quickly as possible. The process before was so long. Imagine 6 to 8 hours per back test. But now you just saw me do 19 back tests in 1,000 seconds. So the world has changed. You do have the roadmap, access to the roadmap now. And that's what I wanted to promise you. I'm going to wait here until this is done. And if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. 777 Sean, 777 Rico, good to see you. In the bootcamp, I do hold your hand step in the process of automating your trading. So if you did enjoy this process, you know, I go much deeper because I have much more time. It's 15 days of step-by-step videos. And I give you a bunch of code, and you have my community. There's hundreds of us all algo trading, all stepping on the gas, facing this guy, Jim Simons. He's the best algo trader ever. And yeah, I think it's pretty inspiring to be around others that are also automating their trading, coming from the same position you're in or a similar position. Wall Street's never going to share this information, so I put it out for $69, so it would be just a super value. And the link is in the description. You can see what everybody has to say about it. But at this point, I don't think there's anything in the world of algorithmic trading that is as good as this bootcamp. And to prove that, you know, I put a 90-day money back guarantee. So if you dive in the bootcamp, absorb everything, watch every video, connect with everyone, and if you still don't love it, then you can get your money back. So that's pretty awesome guarantee. I want to look through here and look at a few more of these back tests that are outputted while we wait on this, because maybe there's some more ideas here. So let's go ahead and you can see, can sort by return. Max drawdown on the Vigor filter. I think I'm going to download that one because it has a pretty high return and a pretty low drawdown, high Sortino ratio, and very low exposure rate. Very low exposure percentage. So this is how long it's in the market, essentially. Contraction breakout. Vigor again. Interesting. Contraction breakout. Adaptive envelope. Nice. This one's not bad either. It's got a pretty low exposure time. I'm going to download that, but a pretty high return. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this did. Perfect. I've built the production ready live trading bot based on the bifurcated strength strategy. Here's what it does. Extended bifurcated strength bot. So real time builds 1 minute open, high, low, close volume bars from its WebSocket, just like the 5-second bars in your SDZ walls. Maintains 100 bars. Entry logic, bifurcated strength. DI crosses above DI, ADX over ADX, ADX over ADX. Price breaks below the 20 period. Uses wall-based entry, sits 1 tick in front of the biggest order book, just like your SDZ bot. And then we're done, dude. So this is the bot created, ready to run. Is this going to print money? Like I said, this is a hard game. You're going to have to build your own strategies, come up with your own ideas. But you just saw the full RBI process. And now I can go ahead and see if this actually works in the future. In reality, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this. I wanted to show you the entire process, though. Let's say Python, run it. And boom, it's there. So you can see it's collecting the Binance data here. It found an existing position. So I need to update this because I had another bot running. But you saw the full process there. And I've got nothing else to show you. I want to show you how to literally use Claude in order to automate your trading so you stop trading emotionally